Hi, friends. It's been a minute since I've been in the virtual room, and today I'm joined by Spencer Glassman. Spencer.
Hi, Heidi. Thanks so much for having me.
So I'm glad we connected. We're both based in the same city, but sometimes I don't get to meet everybody. So you are a disciplinary artist. You're based
Yeah.
here in Toronto, Canada. You're a sketch performer, stand-up comedian. But maybe in your own words, you can tell us a little bit about what you do in the arts.
Yeah, multidisciplinary is a really good way to kind of lead into what I do because I feel like I have existed in many of the different scenes and art forms. I kind of started out as an actor and then I found my way into filmmaking. Comedy was a through line there when I went to school for film, but then it wasn't until after the pandemic that I sort of doubled down on the comedy aspect and started like bringing those two worlds together. So for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been doing stand up, live sketch, filmed sketch, comedic shorts, and like longer form comedic narratives. So I'm a comedy creator in sort of all aspects of forms.
How are you finding that now that you've immersed yourself? It's been like a good chunk of time now.
I love it. I feel like I was just saying this today to my dad actually that like above all, I feel like I've really found my people and it's less about the form that I'm practicing that given night and more just like the opportunity to get to be performing a lot. Yeah, I love it so much. I feel like I have like a fake job. I mean, it's not my full-time income, um,
Right.
but I the fact that it's the thing that I get to do just feels like such a, like it feels like summer camp all the time and
Mm-hmm.
I'm really grateful to get to do it. So I love being like kind of a full-time comedy creator.
That's amazing. And you know what? You are a full-time content creator. You do have a job, and it's
Well, I'm on EI, so actually it is my full-time job. The government is my full-time job, but
yes,
for
I hear
funding and
you.
living. Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, that is the reality that artists do have in the world, not just here, in that you have to find other sources of income.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a break from other sources of income so you can create.
Yeah.
But it's still work nonetheless, even if it doesn't, it doesn't always mean you're maybe generating income, but it'll generate income at some point.
Yeah,
I
totally.
think I don't want to diminish the work that you're doing behind the scenes. It's a lot of work.
Thank
Writing
you.
and practicing, it's a lot of work.
I know it is actually like it's especially gearing up for Sketchfest, like it is a full-time job. You're
Mhm.
right that it's not, I don't get a salary from it, but like if I kind of make it my full-time occupation
Mhm.
by the way that I schedule my time. Like I like to be doing something comedic every single day, something towards my practice or my craft every single day.
For sure. And also practice makes permanent, as they say. Not perfect,
I
permanent.
like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
I heard it somewhere. I can't remember now, and it's been ages, so I use that line everywhere.
Make it permanent. I like that a lot.
So you mentioned Toronto Sketch Fest. So that's how we connected. I've been going to Sketch Fest on and off since before the pandemic. How did you connect with Toronto Sketch Fest, and what are you bringing to us?
So I actually don't remember. So the first time I did it was 2 years ago. I had a solo show in the fest called Child Star, and that was my first solo show. I don't even remember. I mean, the answer is probably I did a Second City sketch writing class, met a bunch of friends, and everyone was doing it, and then so probably just applied. But I
Yeah.
applied with like a loose idea for like a half-hour show of solo characters and I got in and I had an amazing experience doing that. It's 2 years removed. It's crazy how like new I was when I first did it and still kind of pulled it off and really learned a lot. So last year I was working on a TV show for the entire year. I didn't take I hate hiatus from comedy, but it was like it's harder to when you're working full-time production hours, it's hard to like you're on a different schedule than the nighttime show schedule. So
Sure.
didn't do it last year, but then as soon as my show ended, I was like, I need to get back, to Sketchfest. And what I do is solo sketch. So that's what I pitched, and I pitched another half-hour show, and I'm back with that. Yeah.
So tell us about this new sketch. It's Amish Famous. What
Yes.
is it?
Amish Famous the
What
music.
came first? The title or what you're gonna do in the show?
So it's actually kind of a little bit of a circuitous route towards the show, but like I said, my background is in film, and I was I was working on a show that took place in uh, Pennsylvania, And we were looking at a map of Pennsylvania in our office, and someone pointed out that there was a town called Intercourse, Pennsylvania. We all laughed. I was like, that's really weird. I go back to my desk and I look up Intercourse, Pennsylvania, and it turns out it's an Amish community. And I
Oh.
thought, like, God doesn't make mistakes. Like, I was like, that is crazy that that's true.
Mhm.
That, like a historically conservative community would have a name like Intercourse. I just thought that was really funny.
Yes.
And then I ended up writing an outline or a treatment for a feature film about a girl who is from this town called Intercourse, Pennsylvania, and she leaves her hometown to go audition for American Idol because she wants to be a star. And the initial sort of insight, or maybe it wasn't the initial insight, but something that I've discovered as I've been writing the stage version of the show, Amish Famous the musical, is that I'm really fascinated by like I've always been fascinated by the theme of like delusional belief in self because I have that. Like to want to be a star is like a very delusional kind of like, and I'm saying this as someone like very lovingly towards myself. It's like kind of psychotic to want like that kind of attention and to believe in yourself so wholeheartedly. Like there's a little bit of like I have a screw loose that I'm aware of that I kind of love about myself. And I was finding a lot of parallels with religious conviction and religious belief and kind of being like she's going from this extreme opposite of a place with extreme beliefs, and then she has to find this extreme belief in herself. And so she's like leaving behind that conviction for another form of delusional conviction, but I'm not calling either one bad. It's just a transformation. I'm not calling either one good. It's just a journey. But so I had this treatment for the feature film, and then when I pitched to do a show at Sketchfest, I thought this is such a weird movie, like farcical movie idea, and it's begging for some songs because she wants to be a singer and she wants to audition for American Idol.
Yeah.
And I thought I'll just pitch it as like a stage production. As you probably know, in like all forms of media nowadays, like people love when something has IP that it's based on. And
Sure.
I thought, why don't I give it a try as a stage version and maybe that becomes enough IP for someone to want to make the movie. I don't know. I've fallen in love so much with the kind of sketch musical version of it that I don't know if it ever needs to go back to being a movie, but that's kind of how it came up with the idea.
Okay, interesting. Because now I was going to ask you whether you would go back to the film, and you just
I
answered
don't
the
know. I would, if I
question.
went back, I would have to put music, I would have to put the songs back
Yeah,
in.
of course.
I
And
would,
that
I could,
fits. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I would go back to a feature film as long as it could still be a musical.
It's interesting how, it starts off one way and then your thought process kind of takes you somewhere else.
Yeah.
Has anyone heard any of the songs yet have you like workshopped it anywhere or?
Well, of course, my amazing director, Zoe Marin, has heard all of it at every stage, every single day.
Yes.
And we have an amazing stage manager and co-producer, Kaylee Kavanaugh, who has heard all of that. But also, yeah, I have like there aren't too many songs from the show that are like standalone musical comedy songs, except for like one, which I actually did last night at a variety show in Toronto. So like I'm trying, like it's kind of tough because it is so narrative.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, to do it in front of an audience, they might just be kind of like, oh, cool. But without the context of the larger show and where this character is, it's a little bit hard to test the material.
Yes.
Um, I am bringing back a character that I have done live, I've done online. It's a detective named Jason Cases, who
Mm-hmm.
he always speaks in words that rhyme with cases for some reason. So he's a bit of like a Shakespearean narrator for the show.
Oh, okay.
Um, so that I've done, and it's done okay. And so like little bits I've been able to test, but no, a lot of it is like going up for the first time at Sketchfest.
And so what do you do to prepare? I know you obviously you have your rehearsal process, but what are other things that you do to prepare, whether it's you're going to involve singing or anything else? Because it is kind of
It's
your
demanding.
audience, yes, it's immediate, and your audience will also inform in real time.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, right now we're still like in the rehearsal phase. I've been really lucky that Zoe has been like really hands-on devising and rehearsing with me this whole time.
Hmm.
We've been meeting at Second City like weekly, having these and a lot of it is like she's choreographing with me. We're like running numbers. Like it's really we're running it like a musical. Like really like we have a dance call and we run the scenes and then we'll like it's quite involved physically. So right now I'm just still trying to get it into my body. Like I had a friend over today and we ran lines together and actually that running lines with him for it uh was the first time I got to hear a few of where the laughs might be, which is really insightful because the
Mm-hmm.
last thing I want is to be like really surprised by a laugh and then I don't have the tech or something where it's like, oh no, there's going to be a little bit of a pop there. Let's hold for that. Like the
Hmm.
rhythm of a show takes a while to find, which is why I'm really glad that I have two shows in this fest in Sketchfest, and then I have two dates at Second City for the Spotlight
Oh,
series.
nice.
Right, thank you. Yeah,
Congrats.
right away in April. So I feel like I'm doing a little bit of like previews at Sketchfest, and then I'm getting to sort of like put it up again with a little bit more space.
Yes.
Um, at Second City, but the days before, like vocally, like tea, I don't drink coffee, no
Like,
dairy, all the singer things. Like I'm a pretty classic like singer when it comes to
yeah, you're training.
my training. So yeah, and one of those things that blows steam into your face,
Oh,
like
I
just
love
like
those.
all the kind of cute like singer things. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then I think this time around, I'm really not. Like the first time I did a show like this, I was like, oh my God, how am I even going to hold 30 minutes of stage time myself? And
Yeah.
now I'm actually just really excited because
Nice.
I perform so often now, whether it's like stand up, I've done, I haven't done a 30-minute stand up set, but I've done 15 and 20 and I'm starting to get like a little bit more stage time. So the thought of like holding court for that long doesn't scare me as much. So I'm actually just really excited to like
Hmm.
get to go do it.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe yoga. I should, just all the things to stay like loose and calm.
Yes, definitely the calm part. And was there any music that influenced your musical numbers?
You know what? Yeah, as I was writing the show, I watched the first three seasons of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, the Rachel Bloom show, which
Uh-huh.
I had never seen before, which is crazy because it's like kind of a soul match for my taste and maybe like some of my personality. But like each song, similar to the way it works in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, each song is formally influenced by the type of character feeling that's happening in the song. So like
Okay.
the detective song that he sings, he's like angry at Netflix for like sensationalizing crime. And
Mm-hmm.
so he's singing this like 80s glam rock ballad. But when Jane, the character that we follow throughout the show, like first sings about wanting to leave her town of intercourse, it's very much just like an ingenue I want song. And so it sounds very musical theater. I mean, also like I have a background in musical improv. So when I was like plotting out the show, I actually went off of songs because I
Yeah,
went, okay, I need to have an I want song, a little bit of a world building song, an antagonist song, like very much how you would structure a potential musical improv set.
I
I was like, oh,
see.
I have a half hour. So that's like about how much of a musical I can
Mm-hmm.
give them in a half hour. So I kind of condensed it to what that would feel like. And then yeah, each song, like in this final song is like a total like Britney pop song because it's about her like it's called Amish Famous and it's about her, choosing herself and choosing pop like music and all this. And it's very like little female empowerment song.
Yeah, see, it's very insightful because sometimes I don't know. I like to know these things, not because before I need to know them before I go. I think it's interesting to know where things start, like what plants the
Yeah.
seed and what your journey is. So you mentioned a detective character. So how many characters do you technically play?
So yeah, and this is an amazing question, and thank you for asking because Zoe and I are both very like sketch competitive with the world. And she's the type of director that would be like, it's solo sketch, and people are gonna want multiple characters. So it's like
Oh
we
my
were trying
God.
to fit in like how many characters can I play? So I start off by playing Jason Case as the detective. I play Jane Hershberger, the Amish girl. I play the voice of a doll who is her sidekick, like an Amish traditional doll with no face, who's kind
Mhm.
of this like grizzled German. Also, Jane is a played. I play her as a German with a
Mhm.
very stupid German accent, like kind of German ingenue, because playing off of the fact that she would be a Pennsylvania Dutch
Mhm.
speaker. So she's being played kind of Dutch. And then I play I have some filmed sketches, so I play Ryan Seacrest uh from American Idol.
Yes.
And then I play Jason Cases in a video, like a filmed version, and then I think that's actually about it. Though it's not really like that many characters. And
It's a
it,
lot for me in 30 minutes.
thank you. Because I mean the last show I did, like Child Star, was quite literally a review. Like it was
Mhm.
just character after character sketches.
Sure.
So,
Mhm.
and it's funny that you should ask because there's a little part of, that little like inner saboteur voice in the back of my head that's being like, it's a sketch festival and you're doing like kind of a narrative piece. Like, is it a sketch show or is it a musical with like a story? And I'm like whatever. Like I'm just presenting a show that I think is funny. So yeah, it's
Well,
like
you
it's
were
not just,
selected on top of that.
so they knew, yeah, they actually literally, thank you. They literally read the description of exactly what it was going to be, and this is what they're getting. But yes, like it is a little bit more mono narrative than maybe your typical sketch review.
Hmm.
But I think that's nice when you're doing solo sketch. It's like it's a bit of a solo play.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's okay too because I mean it is a festival, so audiences can experience comedy in different ways. Like
Variety.
at least that's how I see it.
Yeah.
Comedy doesn't have to have just one way that it
Hmm.
comes.
Hmm.
Um, so it sounds like it's going to be really fun and also very busy for you, but very
Yeah.
fun for us.
That is what I hope. I will bear the brunt of the work and you guys just like enjoy the show.
Sit back
No,
and
I'm really
enjoy.
excited for the festival. Like I said, like this life of being a comedian feels like I'm going to summer camp, and
Hmm.
Sketchfest, any festival I've been a part of just feels like, oh my God, I get to like see these people every day and, you know, go to all these different events, and it's going to be so much fun.
So I should remind folks, so for Toronto Sketch Fest, you have two dates,
Yeah.
March 5th and 14th.
Yep.
I'll be sure that is linked so people know where to find the ticket info.
Thank you.
And I think they're evening shows, right?
7:30. Yeah, both are 7:30. Perfect
Perfect.
time, not too late.
Perfect. Yes, for those of us who may be running around during the festival.
Yeah.
Um, and we'll follow up in terms of you will also be in the city again for
Spotlight.
cities, yes, second city spotlight.
Yeah, so
I'll
that'll be a
also
good one.
link the details when I find them.
Sweet. Yeah, yeah, I'll send them to you. But I don't think it's been released yet because they're doing them
No,
monthly.
month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just plant the seed for folks
Okay,
to kind
cool.
of look for you. But the first opportunity, I also feel like it's kind of cool because you get first taste of things at
Mhm.
Toronto Sketch Fest. So March 5th.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that Toronto Sketch Fest sells out quite often, so I would suggest people get the
Yes, I don't want to be, pressuring anyone, but both my shows are the number one and number two selling shows in the cab space right now for
ticket.
at Comedy Bar. So get it while it's
Gotta
good.
get the tickets. Gotta
Yeah.
get the tickets.
Yeah.
Anything else that we can kind of look forward from you after this or in tandem?
I mean,
I know you
you
keep
know,
busy.
I
Do
was
you
gonna
have
say
a
like
regular spot that you do comedy at or
I
different?
don't have a regular show right now. I've been loving like doing everyone else's different shows. I mean, during the festival time, I'm gonna be at Yuck Yucks March 6th, right after my first show. And actually, you know what? Just because it's festival talk, I am gonna be on Monster Island as well,
Oh,
the
cool.
number one character show in the city. That's gonna be during the festival. So that's March 12th at 9:30 at Comedy Bar. But yeah, come say hi. I mean, I have to say this legally. Follow me on Instagram at Yes, I am Spencer because I post a lot of content as well on there, and lots of more characters that may never see the stage, but they are fun.
Yes, yes. I will say that that's how I sometimes get laughs that I
Yeah.
need in between things.
Yeah. The
Social media is
little
good that way.
yeah, your little intermediate laughs. Yeah, interim laughs.
Excellent. Spencer, thank you so much.
Thanks, Heidi. I really
Um,
appreciate this
and
conversation.
lots of work is going into this Amish Famous the musical, and
Yeah, it's not just a silly, it's not Weird Al's Amish Paradise. Which all love and respect to that, but no, I have kind of poured my heart into this weird little show, and I'm really excited for people to see it.
absolutely. So remember March 5th and 14th, and I'll definitely have details on the description.
Awesome. Thank you.